After 4 months of intense work and close racing, the Champions of the Future Euro Series is about to conclude with a fascinating showdown. The title may be all but won in OK Junior, but there's still a lot of battles to be won behind, in particular to complete the championship podium and end the season on a high note. Pole position goes to Anatoly Kevalkin in the Paralin. He moves into second in the standings with this performance, but can he maintain it after 21 grueling laps? And 21 laps, of course, signals 27.3 kilometres of racing on this particular circuit. Next up, Britain's Nathan Tye, who is set to clinch the title after an exceptional season with the French Sodicart team, as he now cannot be caught in the point standings. All he has to do is keep his nose clean for the final 21 laps of the season, and the title is his. Third position on the grid is the resurgent Polish star, Maciej Gladisz, for Ricky Flynn Motorsport, who returns to the scene of his win in the Winter Series, which he claimed from P10 on the grid 4 months ago. Today, he's in P3. So he's got an even better opportunity to win than he did 4 months ago, as he's starting even higher up the grid. A fabulous chance. The German star, Tame Saleh, has been immaculate all weekend for the Kart Republic factory team, and he now starts from his best ever position of P4 in a final. Great chance for the German star. Great to see him make such incredible progress over the course of the season up to this point. Alfie Slater has taken a quantum leap forward this weekend and taken his first heat wins here at Franciacorta. So he puts the Lando Norris chassis into a career best P5 on the inside of the third row. There's Dmitry Matveev, third in the point standings coming into this one. Hungary's top talent for Energy Course this weekend, Martin Molnar, has been phenomenal all the way. A win in Superheat 2 now gives him a strong challenge to charge to the podium. Going to be a phenomenal display for the competitors as they gear themselves up ready for an excellent show. And now the drivers are in position as the grid has been cleared. So time to get this OK Junior final underway. Anatoly Kevalkin and Nathan Tye together in position. The yellow light is on and we are ready to go racing for the final time in Champions of the Future Euro Series 2022 in OK Junior. A great chance for an amazing showcase, and what a way to end the season. Nathan Tye is about to do his victory lap for 21 laps of the circuit. But who is going to be second in the title fight? Will it be Anatoly Kevalkin or Dmitry Matveev? And who's going to win the final? It could be any one of the 36 drivers competing in this one. The final race of Champions of the Future Euro Series 2022. Anatoly Kevalkin and Nathan Tye on the front row from Maciej Gladisz and Tame Saleh, Alfie Slater and Martin Molnar from Andres Cadenas and Thomas Strauven, Elia Kaczynski and Kirill Ditiev from René Lammers and Lucas Flusha, Jan Petrovski and Jimmy Helias from Marcus Seita and Emanuele Olivieri, Lewis Werrell and Ivo Besterda from Miguel Costa and Salim Hanna, Kilian Josseron and Guy Albag from Jules Caranta and Zach Drummond, Kian Fardin and Nicolas Roos, Adam Ideg and Giacomo Pedrini from Maxon Verbruge and Dmitry Matveev, Nicolas Schaffler, Jensen Burnett, Edward Robinson, Guillaume Bouzard, Chi Newman and Marcel Kasprzycki. So many top drivers from the OK Junior category unable to make it through to the final on this occasion, showing just how competitive and even it is around this Franciacorta circuit. Once again, they will have the out lap and the single solitary formation lap. And now we are ready for the drivers to quest for glory. It's been a fantastic lead up to this incredible battle. But now the youngsters, the champions of the future in many forms of motorsport, they'll obviously want to continue on into the world of international karting in the OK and KZ categories of direct drive and gearbox on the world stage. They'll also be looking to progress to the worlds of cars in various disciplines, some of them to the worlds of Le Mans, Indianapolis, Bathurst, Macau, and maybe even Monaco one day. But the champions of the future bring all of these incredible talents together for an emotional and exciting challenge as they are ready for an amazing battle. Now, Anatoly Kevalkin is not slowing the field up any, so it looks like he's going to go around for another time. So Anatoly Kevalkin and Nathan Tye, they'll go around for another formation lap as the drivers are bearing up under the intense pressure. Nathan Tye comes into this one with 124 points, and with 25 available in the final, he is not going to be caught in the title fight. But the battle for second is on between Anatoly Kevalkin and Dmitry Matveev. Lukas Flusha in fourth place, Andres Cardenas is fifth, from Kirill Ditiev, Miguel Costa, and the absent Alexander Bondarev. We wish him all the best in his recovery after his incident earlier in the season. I have a feeling he may well be watching, but we are going to welcome you back into the world of karting as soon as humanly possible, Alexander. Get well soon, and we race in spirit with you beside us. So Anatoly Kevalkin and Nathan Tye on the front row of the starting grid, and now they are backing the field up. This is, of course, also a preview to what's coming up in a couple of weeks' time for these guys as they continue to race for supremacy in OK Junior. It cannot be denied that their focus is going to be on doing well here so that they can do well then. But obviously, there is a title to win here today. It has been won by Nathan Tye in the junior category, but there is still going to be a long race to play out to see who finishes where in the remaining positions. Anatoly Kevalkin, front row of the starting grid. Nathan Tye, second place. Hello to the likes of Seabird, Benny Boom, Honey Ann, Frog and Lolly, who are all watching along in the United States of America. New fans to the world of karting, and what an opportunity for them to see a magnificent season play out in style. Are we going to go racing this time? Yes, we do, and off we go. Great start from Anatoly Kevalkin. Gladish surges in front of Nathan Tye. Perfect start from fifth on the grid for Alfie Slater. He slices through as well, but Nathan Tye's going to hold this round the outside and hold on to third position. A great run from the Englishman, as up to fourth place has come Alfie Slater. Good start from him, and as the field works their way into the hairpin for the first time, looks like a couple of drivers have come off. Oh, there's been too much, too clustered together. Looks like we got 2 or 3 karts involved. I think it might be even more than that as they come through. That is Luis Werrell and Miguel Costa, the Brazilian and the British driver. So it's all come undone for them in the final race of the day. And it looks as though we've lost more than that. Nicolas Roos and Marcus Sater are also involved. So there is the 113. That's Kilian Josserin, the Swiss driver. He's the new boy at Sodi Kart this weekend. But I'm afraid it's all come undone for him. Now Giacomo Pedrini has got going again, as have Maxime Verbruge and Dmitry Matveev. So Matveev has tumbled all the way down the field. And that pretty much finishes off his season, I'm afraid. He's going to have to be content with finishing third in the standings. So Anatoly Kevalkin leads the race. We've got a kart stranded on the side of the road there as the marshals are trying to come through and clear up the wreckage of Kilian Josserin's Sodi Kart. Oh no, sorry, that is the CRG of Nicolas Roos. There he is walking away, the South African. But Matej Gladish has just managed to get into the lead of the race. So Matej Gladish is now in front of the rest of the field. Nathan Tye in second place, and third is Kevalkin. Now we're going to have an extraordinary battle as Nathan Tye really wants to finish ahead of his championship rival Anatoly Kevalkin. But Matej Gladish is looking to put the record straight and win the way that he did 4 months ago on this very circuit in the Winter Series. So Nathan Tye in front of Anatoly Kevalkin. If those two keep battling, then Matej Gladish could disappear out into the distance. And Nathan Tye is definitely defending from Anatoly Kevalkin. Here comes Alfie Slater trying to pick his way past the Paralin. He's going to go the long way round, and he's opened the door. Tame Soleil gets through. Tame Soleil gets through, so does Andres Cardenas, and that's a spin. That is Elliot Kaczynski. The Swedish driver has gone off the road there. What a shame for the Ward Racing star. Elliot Kaczynski out of the race. Now, post-race incident there, chalked up for Luis Werrell, but unfortunately, he has ended up with a penalty. And there goes Nathan Tye up the inside to retake the lead of the race. So now we have had 3 different leaders in the first 3 laps. Anatoly Kevalkin, Matej Gladish, and Nathan Tye. Tye is defending. Anatoly Kevalkin tried to go round the outside of Matej Gladish, and now he's going to dive in for the inside of the Ricky Flynn. Gladish is trying to squeeze it with the apex. He's going to be slow out, fast out again. And there goes Kevalkin into second place. A good move from the Paralin as Tame Soleil rocks up behind Matej Gladish, trying to get himself into third position. But Nathan Tye, the champion-elect, is leading this race. He wants to win in dominant fashion. And he's certainly looking to do that if he manages to pick up his second win of the season. A win and 2 seconds over the season for Nathan Tye in the finals makes him a very worthy champion, but he wants to bow out on the top spot. This is a great chance for Nathan Tye to run away and hide, but Kevalkin is not going to let him have it. Here comes the move again on the inside from the Paralin. They both drift out wide. Gladish gets into second. So Kavalkin leads, Gladish second, Nathan tied down to third. And now Tame Soleil is lining up a move, as too is Andres Cardenas, the Peruvian. Kirill Ditiev in 6th position in the Ward Racing car. 7th is the Frenchman Jimmy Helias, and then Alfie Slater of Great Britain runs in 8th place in front of the Hungarian Martin Molnar, and then the Belgian Thomas Stralven. So Anatoly Kavalkin leads the way in the Paralympic. Maciej Gladish of Poland, 2nd place for him, doing a fantastic job this weekend in the Ricky Flynn car. And there is battles down to the hairpin, as a little bit protective from Kirill Ditiev, trying to keep Jimmy Helias behind him. And that has given the top 5 a tiny bit of breathing space. Lap 6, 5 laps completed. And in this longest race of the weekend for the juniors, Anatoly Kavalkin leads the way from Gladish, Tai, Soleil, Cardenas, I should say. Jules Caranta is in this race, but he is a little way down the field at the moment. So some big challenges further forward. We've lost 5 carts from this race already. Nicolas Roos, Kilian Josserun, Miguel Costa, Lewis Werrell and Elliot Kaczynski all out of the race already. 4 of them on the very first lap. Jules Caranta has dropped all the way down, I'm afraid, to 30th position, just in front of Giacomo Pedrini. So 2 more drivers in dire straits. Marcus Sater, Ivo Besterda, they've all dropped back as well. There's the move from Lucas Flusha. Lucas Flusha in the Kart Republic. He dives in on the inside of Stralven. And now we've got Kavalkin, Gladish and Tai. Now Kavalkin dearly wants to win this race. In 2 weeks' time they've got the European Championships on this same circuit. So obviously Kavalkin wanting to be in a good position to give himself the best possible chance of a title fight then. But Maciej Gladish has nothing to lose in 2nd place. He's going to be gunning for it. There's René Lammers in the number 25. The Racing Team Nederland colours fused with the traditional livery of the Paralympic car. René Lammers is the son of Formula 1 and Le Mans star Jan Lammers. That's Kian Fardin. Kian Fardin is spat out into the barriers. So the Energy Course driver from Switzerland, Kian Fardin, off the racetrack there. He's out now. He was battling with Emanuele Olivieri and Guy Albag. Both of them have recovered, but they are down at the back now as well. So the Israeli Guy Albag and the Italian Emanuele Olivieri, I'm afraid they are down the order. So I think it's quite clear who Kian Fardin is going to lay the blame at. Those 2. A bit of a nudge there from Alfie Slater to get on terms with Jimmy Helias, and he runs wide. So I'm afraid he ends up becoming the instigator of his own demise, as now Jimmy Helias has pressure from Lucas Flusha. France versus Spain, number 7 versus number 39, and Lucas Flusha has been given a warning flag. Now in Champions of the Future, if you get a warning flag, you also take a 5-second penalty. So Lucas Flusha, I'm afraid, is going to be penalised post-race. But Jimmy Helias is still going to be his next victim into the hairpin, and Flusha in the Kart Republic, the Spanish charge, Sardinetta as he is known, gets by and up into 9th position. Stralven is battling with Puszczarowski, so Puszczarowski, the Polish driver, comes up into 12th place for the Tony Kart team in kart number 8, and he's right up behind Thomas Stralven, the Belgian, in the 19. So Flusha, Helias, Stralven, Puszczarowski, these 4 karts battling for 9th place. An exceptional battle so far, but this is going so well as Puszczarowski has managed to make up some ground there. Manages to get past Stralven. Meanwhile, further up, the leading battle is still very closely matched, and in the heat and intensity of the Franciacorta circuit, looking after the tyres for these 21 laps are going to be crucial. This race is not won in the first 9 laps, it's won in the last 3. Who has looked after their tyres the best? Those are the drivers that are going to come through for the victory. This is more than double the length of a qualifying heat race. So they've obviously got to be very patient with the tyres. They can't just push and gung-ho, because the tyres will wear out after a few laps. You've got to be so patient. Look after the car, look after the chassis, look after the brakes. And in the last 2 or 3 laps, that's when this race is going to get sewn up. So some sensational battles. Dimitri Matveev has picked up a warning flag. Well, the man who was fighting for the title and who won at Zuera in Spain, unfortunately now picks up a penalty as he fights his way back into 18th place. Very unfortunate for Dimitri Matveev. Maciej Gladish and René Lammers, by the way, are about to get close to the top 6 in the championship standings with these races from them. It's not quite done for either of them. Matcha Gladish would dearly love to pick up 5 more points as Flusha dives in on the inside. Oh, sorry, that's Tame Saleh. My apologies. Tame Saleh, his teammate, the German, gets through up into 3rd place. So Tame Saleh now makes his bid on the inside of Nathan Tai and moves up into 3rd as Dimitri Matveev sets the fastest lap of the race. Now Nathan Tai runs a little bit deep through the top end of the 2nd sector. Kirill Ditiev is now closing up on them. Here comes Ditiev on the inside. The man who won at Portimao comes through to get 4th place off Nathan Tai. But Nathan Tai doesn't need to win this one to be champion. He just needs to keep it together and not lose focus. But there's a lot at stake here for Sodicar. The French team looking to take their first ever OK Junior title today. And that'll be a big, big moment for the boys back home in France when this sport is Italian dominated by both drivers and teams. All the big chassis and factories and team operations are based in Italy. So for a French team to come in and sweep it all away from them, that's just a fabulous, fabulous chance for the French team from Sodicar. Kevalkin leads, Gladish 2nd, Saleh is now 3rd from Ditiev, and the incoming champion, Nathan Tai, from Andres Cardenas, René Lammers, Martin Molnar, and Lucas Flusha. Last year, of course, the junior winner in the European Championship of Champions of the Future was Freddie Slater. He got the job done in fine style. The senior champion was, of course, Rafael Camara in Brazil. So we're going to have 2 new champions today, whatever happens. But the junior title is already pretty much nailed on by Nathan Tai. Anatoly Kevalkin with the win is going to end up on 99 points. So he's not quite going to get anywhere near close enough to the tally of Nathan Tai, who, if he stays where he is, will clinch the title by 25 points. Alfie Slater is the fastest man on track, a 49.229 for him, as there goes Kirill Ditiev, making his move on the inside of Tame Saleh. That's for 3rd position. So still some good battles all the way through. But Anatoly Kevalkin leads from Gladish, Ditiev, Saleh and Nathan Tai. From Andres Cardenas of Peru, then René Lammers, the Dutchman. And then it is Martin Molnar of Hungary, Lucas Flusha of Spain and Jimmy Elias of France. Still some good battles all around the course here. And we are in for a spectacular final few laps because the drivers are now getting into the pressure cooker part of the race where the tyres are really starting to eat into the road. And this is going to be about smart tactics. René Lammers has worked his way through to 6th place now. He's in front of Andres Cardenas, and we saw how strong René Lammers was in Superheat 1 this morning. He charged his way back from the lower doldrums into the victory, so there's still every chance that René Lammers could get involved. We've had a kart spin off the road in the middle sector. Somebody has come off the road there. It's one of the Tony karts from Ward Racing. That is Marcus Seiter, the Norwegian, I'm afraid is out. What a shame for Marcus Seiter. He's been very strong all weekend. But I'm afraid it's all come to nothing in the final. He gave it a good shot, though, as Matcha Gladish has closed up again on Kevalkin. Gladish doesn't have a title to win in this particular battle, so he can charge his way back. He's got his eyes firmly focused on the World Championships in Sano in September, so this is all good data collection and good practice for him. So Matcha Gladish trying his best to continue the incredible form, but he gives up a little bit of gap there to Kirill Ditiev. So Ditiev gets through in a second. Gladish just a tiny bit wide, and Kirill Ditiev now in a second, but he wants to take on his rival, Anatoly Kevalkin. The 2 men who've grown up together. Kevalkin versus Kirill Ditiev, Parolin versus Ward Racing, with 6 laps to go. This could be an exceptional battle if Ditiev can close up on Anatoly Kevalkin. And we saw yesterday how Kevalkin was quick, but he was finding it difficult in the 3rd and 4th races yesterday to keep the tyres up all the way through the middle sectors. So a lot could still change here. It's not done by any stretch. A lot of things can still change here. Remember what happened 4 months ago when the lead changed 3 times in 1 lap. Fabulous battles. Kevalkin is being caught by Kirill Ditiev in the Ward Racing team kart. So the Tony Kart chassis for the Swedish-based Ward Racing team that has had so much success over the course of the last 2-3 seasons. And this is coming towards us. Guillaume Bouzard trying his best to stay in front of Zach Drummond, I think that is. Battling away with Dimitri Madviv and Maxon van Bruges. She was on the podium last time out in Sweden. And Anatoly Kevalkin is definitely being caught now by Kirill Dtiev. It looks as though the Ward Racing driver who took the victory on the top step of the podium at Portimao in Portugal, who was a title contender at the start of the year and is looking to be fourth in the championship if he stays where he is, but he's going to be going for the victory. Dtiev gets a 49.0 and he's going for the lead. He dives in on Kevalkin. They both drift out wide. Kevalkin's off! Kevalkin goes wide, and that's let everybody come through, up to René Lammers and Andrés Cardenas. Anatoly Kevalkin is squeezed wide, and now the floodgates have opened. Kevalkin is not going to be the winner unless something dramatic happens in the last 4 laps, and it looks like it could. Dtiev, Gladish, Saleh, Tai, Lammers, Molnar, Kevalkin and Flusha. So now the battle for victory continues as Kirill Dtiev takes the lead. Saleh is trying to get up alongside Maciej Gladish, and Kevalkin is right up in the mix. Oh, Gladish and Tai! Gladish and Tai off the road! Nathan Tai and Maciej Gladish are spat off the racetrack. Maciej Gladish is devastated. Nathan Tai can't believe it. But the champion is not going to be on the podium in the final race of the year. That hasn't cost him the title, but it certainly cost him the victory. Disappointment for the Sony kart driver, and that blows this race wide open. It's now Dtiev in front of Lammers and Molnar. Team Saleh has to walk away as well. What a dramatic coming together as Saleh, Tai and Gladish all fall out of this race. What did I say? Kevalkin isn't going to win unless something dramatic happens. And that couldn't have been any more dramatic if you tried. Yellow flags are still out. Dtiev now leads Lammers from Martin Molnar. René Lammers is a second away from Kirill Dtiev. They both made up 9 places each. What if René Lammers could catch and pass Kirill Dtiev with 2 laps to go? He's doing everything he can. Lammers is quicker in the first sector, quicker in the second sector. And Lammers is throwing caution to the winds here. But Kirill Dtiev looks like he can take the win. From René Lammers, Martin Molnar and Anatoly Kevalkin. It's going to be a first podium in the Champions of the Future for Martin Molnar if he stays where he is, the Hungarian in fantastic form. But is Kirill Dtiev going to have the clear path to victory, having fought his way up from 10th position on the grid? Oh, the irony of ironies. But 4 months ago, the man who started 10th on the grid and came through to win the final was Maciej Gladish. Once again at Franciacorta, 4 months later, the man who started 10th on the grid is leading, going into the final lap. You couldn't have scripted this one if you tried. Kirill Dtiev leads going into the final lap. Lammers and Molnar are second and third, and I don't think they can catch Dtiev in time. Kevalkin's going to be 4th, Flusha's going to be 5th. Nathan Tai is still going to end as the champion, but he won't be able to finish in the race. What a dramatic end to the Champions of the Future Euro Series this has been. And for the second time this year, Kirill Dtiev is going to win a final. He won the first round at Portimao. Now he's going to come through again to win the final in magnificent fashion here at Franciacorta. He fought his way back from 10th on the grid. He stormed his way past his rivals. And now, out of the final turn for Ward Racing, Kirill Dtiev wins in Franciacorta. Brilliant work from Kirill Dtiev. René Lammers in second. Martin Molnar is third. Vincitore for Kirill Dtiev here in Italy. What a dramatic race that was. There's going to be a lot of heartbreak around the circuit, but it's a fairy tale ending for Kirill Dtiev. After the agony of Zuera and Kristianstad, he's a winner again, and he is the most prolific winner of the 2022 season. In the OK Junior category, he wins 2 of the 4 races in the finals. What a dramatic end, though, for Nathan Tai, Team Saleh, and Maciej Gladish. 3 men who could have won today quite easily, but it all comes apart for them. But Nathan Tai still ends the year as Champions of the Future Euro Series winner in OK Junior 2022. Wow, a very dramatic end then, an epic conclusion, and an unbelievable title decider as Kirill Ditiev wins for Ward Racing. René Lammers is second, Martin Molnar third ahead of Anatoly Kavalkin and Lukas Flusha, Jan Petrovsky ahead of Jimmy Helias from Alfie Slater, Adam Ideg, and rounding out the top 10, the Peruvian Andres Cadenas. Then Thomas Strauven ahead of Guillaume Bouzard and Dmitry Madviv, Maxime Verbruge, Zach Drummond, and Marcel Kaspritsky. Edu Robinson 17th in front of the Colombian Salim Hara Hernandez. 19th for Niklas Schaufler. 20th position going the way of Jensen Burnett from Chi Newman, Guy Elbag, Ivo Besterda, Emanuele Olivieri, Giacomo Pedrini and Jules Caranta. And what a list of retirements. Maciej Gladish, Tame Soleil, Nathan Tai, Marcus Sater, Kian Fardin, Elliot Kaczynski, Lewis Werrell, Miguel Costa, Kilian Josserin and Nicolas Roos. What a dramatic conclusion to this Champions of the Future Euro Series, as Kirill Ditiev gets himself weighed on the scales, and now he knows that he is the winner here in Franciacorta. What a sensational battle it's been all through this season, and the Ward Racing driver finishes off in fine style, bows out of the title fight with a win, and he will be fourth in the rankings after 70 points scored this season. Great work from Kirill Ditiev, and that will end his Champions of the Future Euro Series in victorious fashion. Great work from the Ward Racing driver. Great to have our drivers on the podium once again, and so we will give the drivers the chance to lift their trophies one by one onto the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, in third position for Hungary, Martin Molnar. In second position for the Netherlands, René Lammers. And your race winner for the Ward Racing team, Kirill Ditiev. And a congratulations to our winning team, Ward Racing. Please give it up for Rebecca Ward. And we will ask our drivers and winning team manager to gather together on the top step of the podium, squeeze in for the photographs. A fantastic end to the OK Junior season. The championship podium will be taking place a little bit later this afternoon, but this is the final OK Junior podium of the 2022 season. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic result in Franciacorta it has been for our drivers. Martin Molnar, René Lammers, and your race winner, Kirill Ditiev. So they get to celebrate in fashion, and I think Rebecca might want to make a quick run for it because it's time for our drivers to get busy with the fizzy. A spectacular result for our three drivers. They've been absolutely incredible here this weekend at Franciacorta, and they get to celebrate in the time-honored fashion here at Franciacorta. I'm going to grab a word with Kirill Ditiev before he disappears off the podium. Absolutely sensational racing all the way through. We're going to make sure that the cameras can pick you up, Kirill. Got a couple of positions in the way there, so we'll just make sure that the podium is nice and clear.
Champagne in my eye.
Wow. Kirill Ditiev with champagne in the eye. What a fantastic battle and a great way to end the season. You started the year with this victory, and now you've been able to finish it with the win.
The whole race weekend I was preparing that, and it was so difficult for me to finish on first position from the 10. But I was full concentrate on the race and did maximum result what I could.
So tire management was obviously very key throughout, but once you got into the lead with a few laps to go, did you feel that there was enough in the car to coax it, or was it quite challenging?
Of course I was nervous because all of us have same goal, and it was so hard to fight with all of bodies.
Fantastic, a great way to end the season. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirill Ditiev. Fantastic result for Kirill, and now of course our attention is going to turn back to the racetrack as we prepare for the OK final.